December 6, 1865, a day forever etched in the annals of American history. The day slavery was officially abolished with the ratification of the 13th Amendment. But what if this pivotal moment never came to pass? What if the chains of bondage remained unbroken, leaving an unhealed wound on the soul of a nation? This is the chilling reality our alternate timeline confronts. The fight for abolition, while morally just, faced fierce opposition. The voices of those who profited from the exploitation of others proved deafening. Political maneuvering and societal divisions created insurmountable roadblocks. The 13th Amendment, meant to be a beacon of hope, flickered and died in the halls of Congress, leaving millions shackled by the chains of oppression. The consequences of this failure reverberate through time. The very fabric of American society, already strained by years of conflict, begins to unravel further. The North and South, once bound by a fragile peace, find themselves on opposing sides of a chasm deepened by the sins of the past. Without the 13th Amendment, the chasm between North and South grows into a gaping wound. The North, on a trajectory towards industrialization and progress, views the South's insistence on maintaining slavery as barbaric and archaic. Abolitionist sentiment, once a murmur, grows into a roar. The North grapples with the moral and economic implications of a nation divided. The South, clinging desperately to its way of life, digs in its heels. The plantation system, fueled by forced labor, remains the backbone of its economy. The South views the North's condemnation as hypocrisy, pointing to its own reliance on exploited immigrant labor. This fundamental difference in ideology sows seeds of resentment and distrust, pushing the nation closer to the precipice of chaos. The fragile peace established after the Civil War crumbles into dust. The dream of a unified nation fades, replaced by the specter of two Americas, forever locked in a stalemate of ideals. The South, increasingly isolated on the world stage, becomes a pariah, its economy stagnating under the weight of its own injustice. The North, forced to shoulder the burden of moral leadership, grapples with the consequences of a freedom denied. The South's reliance on enslaved labor becomes its Achilles heel. As the world progresses, embracing technological advancements and industrialization, the South remains tethered to an outdated and morally reprehensible system. Its economy, dependent on agriculture and reliant on forced labor, stagnates. Foreign powers, increasingly condemning the South's barbaric practices, impose sanctions, further isolating the region. The North, in stark contrast, flourishes. Fueled by innovation and a steady stream of immigrants seeking a better life, its industries boom. Cities swell with new arrivals, eager to contribute to this burgeoning society. The North, while not without its own social ills, becomes a symbol of progress and opportunity, a stark contrast to the South's descent into economic and moral decay. The South, once a major player on the global stage, finds itself increasingly marginalized. Its dependence on slave labor makes it an international pariah. Trade relations wither, and foreign investment dries up. The South, trapped in a cycle of its own making, sinks deeper into economic despair, its cries for recognition met with global condemnation. Even in the face of unimaginable cruelty, the human spirit refuses to be extinguished. Across the South, enslaved people, denied their basic human rights, continued to resist their oppressors. Underground networks, reminiscent of the Underground Railroad, emerge, offering safe passage to those fleeing the brutality of plantation life. These networks, fueled by courage and a thirst for freedom, become lifelines for countless souls yearning for a better tomorrow. Abolitionist movements in the North gain momentum, fueled by the plight of those still enslaved. Newspapers carry harrowing tales of oppression, igniting the conscience of a nation. Sympathetic individuals, risking their own freedom, infiltrate the South, providing aid and comfort to those trapped in bondage. The fight for freedom, though dealt a devastating blow, continues to burn brightly in the hearts of those who refuse to accept a world where human dignity is denied. Every escape, Every act of defiance chips away at the foundation of the South's oppressive system. The seeds of discontent, sown in the fertile ground of resistance, begin to sprout. The South's facade of control crumbles further with each whispered word of hope, each successful escape, and each act of defiance. The fight for freedom, though fraught with danger, becomes a testament to the indomitable human spirit.